All right, guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Testing, testing, testing. One, two, three.
Testing, testing.
Bella, Bella, Bella.
Ella, hey, hey. Oh, my headphone fell off.
Uh-oh. I gotta put these papers up. No rattling papers.
Okay. I think we got everything ready for you guys.
Let me take my phone
Uh-oh.
out of the way.
What's that?
Yep,
Stand
your phone.
If I...
All right, I'm gonna mute your mic and get ready to start the show.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to Poetic Levitation. Poetry and conversation to take you higher. With your hosts, Lakeisha Prima Donna Lampkin, poet and author of This Journey So Far on Amazon, and Teresa Barnett, owner and CEO of Asset Unique Fashions. Thanks for tuning in to Poetic Levitation for a little poetry and conversation. Now grab your favorite drink and let's lift off.
Family.
We expect it to be a safe place where we can grow and be free. A place where there's peace, joy, and unconditional love. A place where jealousy and envy are truly unheard of. Where there's no judgment of you. Instead, you're being poured into so you grow and become the best version of you. And the cycle of love continues. But for the seed to grow, it must get dirty. We all know. It must be buried alive, only to die and be resurrected once again alive. So, what's being said? Yeah, what do I mean? The answer lies in Romans 5, starting in verse 3. Troubles will come, and yes, troubles will go. But one day we'll see it all had a purpose. Yes, it will all be worth it once we see God's perfect purpose for family. Welcome. That was family, y'all.
Welcome, you guys, on this beautiful Saturday. Thank y'all for
Welcome.
tuning in. Oh, my goodness.
Thank you for tuning in. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Happy to be back in the studio, guys.
Very happy. Lord.
Happy to be back in the studio. Happy to get out the house.
Happy.
It's becoming a
happy,
little
joy.
claustrophobic.
Happy, joy. We have to have some of that.
We have taken the necessary precautions for anyone concerned. You
Yes.
know, we did initially have on our masks.
Yes, and
Our
taking
temperatures were taken at the door. So we are being safe.
They're cleared.
We've been cleared. I think your temperature was 98.
98, yes.
Yes, on point.
On point.
Mine was just a little elevated because I was a little hot
And here's my mask
and
right
running
here.
around.
See my little mask? This actually is my brother created this mask right here.
That's
This is kind of
nice.
cool. African. He got a little line himself.
I love
coming
his
out,
line.
So I guess I was representing him today.
Ah.
It's cool. I like it because it's so soft. It's comfortable or whatever. And hey, again, family.
Family.
Look at me already.
Big
bringing it up.
bro.
Big bro. Shout out to you, big bro. Thank you for the mask. Thanks for sending it to me. I appreciate it. Out there in Cali. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So today we're talking about family.
Family.
It seems like most of our shows so far have centered around identity, and I don't think family is any different from that because that's the first group of people that we identify ourselves with.
And yes, and you're right. And then we were speaking about that 2 weeks ago about identity and identifying yourself or whatnot. It all come in hand with family and friends, because friends also are your family.
Right, friends are the family
Yeah,
you choose, right?
And it's a foundation also of who you are, because your friends are an identity of who you are, or
They reflect you,
they
definitely.
They really do. So keep a good circle, a good tight ones there out there, good advisable. So make sure that energy is also positive. So whoever your circle or you're around, even if it's family, because it's going to be a lot of family members that are not that positive or might give you their positive energy, and it's going to be kind of hard to deal with. You have to balance that, because it's family. It's not a stranger, But because of that, and then being family, you still have to protect yourself and your spirit and your soul. And those energy they travel through family, friends, and all over people, you don't know, but you just have to just do what you can to kind of like protect yourself, and the family that you surround yourself with are protection.
All right,
They be
there's
able to protect
good
you.
and bad in everyone.
In everyone, of
But God, the
course.
song is ringing in my head, really.
Look at that.
There is good and bad
Hey,
in everyone.
yes, yes.
Learn to live.
What?
Okay, let me stop.
What? Give it to them, girl. That's okay. Let them say that voice.
What song is that? Oh, wow.
What?
Think about what song that is. Ebony and Ivory.
Oh, wow.
Who's that? Paul
Good.
McCartney.
That is crazy.
Man, music, man.
It's everything.
Music.
It is. It's everything.
It can heal
It can cure.
or it can tear down,
It heals for me. I mean, I love it.
depending on what type of music you're listening to.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. So I've been in a different zone right now, listening to healing music right now. So
Okay.
it's very relaxing because
Very zen.
I'm in the I'm in a zen stage right now, in the spiritual, finding myself, and who I truly am, and
That's really good.
what I'm here to do, and and it's love. People, find out who you are. Because when you do, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's a whole
It's
new world.
amazing because you find out what you're here for, your purpose. Nobody can tell you nothing.
Seriously, it really is.
Nothing. You are unstoppable. Like, you can do, and that for sure, that you can accomplish anything. Because we are here living in fear. But once you find out who you are, you're unstoppable, people.
Fear. God
Wake
does
up.
not give us a spirit of fear,
No.
but of what? Power,
And strength.
love, and a sound mind. Some
Abundance.
translations say, instead of saying sound mind, I think it says self-discipline.
Yes, it is. It's in there.
And those two things do go hand in hand in order to cultivate
Into room.
a sound mind. It's going to take some discipline.
It's going to take a lot of discipline.
Look at all the well, maybe not every last one of them, but most of the uber successful people in the world, they've developed some sort of discipline,
Strategy.
some sort of way of thinking that empowers them. And I've been having a lot of deep thoughts lately, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll with it. So I've been thinking about, grace and sin and just the different levels of consciousness and that sort of thing. And the revelation that I got is that, oh my gosh, that thought just splintered off in so many different directions.
It's okay.
Hold on, it's gonna
It's
come
okay.
back
It's
to
coming
me.
back.
What were we talking about?
Discipline.
Discipline and just thinking. Oh, so that's what my thought was. So I've been going back and forth. You know, me and God had this dialogue going on, very active prayer life. And so just been going back and forth about grace and sin. And so I feel like sin is really, and okay, wait for it, y'all. I feel like sin is really mental illness.
It can be.
Like, honestly, depending on what level of consciousness you're at, you can see it. You can feel it. It's the energy. It's everything. But what am I trying to say? All of us need to elevate our consciousness, and it's not until you come up higher, it's not until you elevate that level in some way, until you see the dysfunction and where you were.
Where you were, yeah. Because you have to take yourself out of it to go back.
Because when you're in the midst of it, you don't see it.
No, you have
you
to
don't
remove
see it.
yourself out of it, and then you'll be able to be clear and see, like,
Right.
okay.
And that's why God says, you know, my ways are not your ways. You know, his ways are higher than ours. He has the highest perspective
for us
that we can have. You know, from his perspective, our problems look like nothing. Like, that's like,
and it is. And you think about it, really, though, like the problems that we do have is really nothing compared to the problem that's going on in the world. Like the little bitty minor things that are going on, arguments or whatever. Those are little minor, you know what I mean? You overcome those things right there. Because there's really major things that's going on now.
And it's like, as you do the work, your inner work, you affect change outside of yourself. Everything, you can affect change in everything from within.
Yes.
Like,
definitely.
that's the most powerful place to work from. You know, a lot of us are like beating our heads against the wall because we're trying to get this person to act this way. We're trying to get this to go this way and this to go that way. And that's you spinning your wheels.
Yeah, that's not your job. That's not your job to try to do that, because you're going to overexalt yourself. You're going to get tired.
Yeah. Everything that exists externally exists internally within yourself.
Exactly.
And I know I'm getting a little
esoteric,
but I feel like it's necessary, especially for the times that we're in right now. It's time to elevate,
wake up
the consciousness of everybody. I feel like that's what all of this chaos is leading to anyway. It's all in divine order. It's all in divine order. Wow.
You had it right.
It's all in divine order. But what does that have to do with family? I feel like in terms of family is the cornerstone of society, right? Right. It's just a microcosmic view of the whole, because really, when you get down to it, we're all family.
That's right.
We're all one family. Even science has proven,
we're all one, one big happy family.
That we all, what's the word? We all started in Africa. Okay. So all this division, all this divisiveness, and the mindset that wants to divide and conquer and dominate, that all of that is of the enemy.
Confusion and conflicts and chaos. That's kind of like what you're looking at.
And it starts at the level of the family. Society can't break down if each family is strong
exactly,
and has that foundation. Wow.
So I think we need to focus on, making, if your family is not strong, there's something that could be a focus on to make your family strong. Because right now, at these days and generation that you're going to need family to move forward. You're going to need a team or community to move forward right now, because it's going to be hard. And family is your support system, because when things are going on in life and you don't have anybody that you think that you can come to or express anything, your family are the only ones that's going to have your back.
Right.
You could be a stray. You took off somewhere. You went off to where? Ran off to, I don't know. But you know already you're gonna come back to family because family is where that comfort is, that support, that that's where it's at.
Whether it's blood or otherwise, because
'Cause
some of
sometimes
us don't have,
that
or
support
weren't
system.
as fortunate, to have that solid family relationship when it
Foundation.
comes to their blood family, or there's orphans, there's wards of the state, there's a lot of people that don't have that, um, but that takes me back to, and then there are those those of us who come from single parent households.
And it's harder because then you feeling alone that you don't have a family, or but sometimes then you stray off of that and your friends become your family. There are times that your friends have been your family more than your family being your family. It sounds weird, but that's a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
And the word says he is a father to the fatherless. Like, and I don't think it's limited to that, because he will fill in whatever gap that it is that you have.
Exactly.
Meaning that he is a mother to the motherless.
Exactly.
You
The
know,
father to the
father
fatherless.
to the fatherless.
Exactly.
He's everything that you need. Like, so, man,
That's deep.
lack is an illusion. Lack is an illusion, and every problem, every trial that you go through, some of our families are full of rocky relationships and distrust and envy. Maybe not full of it, but you can
Jealousies
sense it from
just-
different people in your family. No family is perfect. And that's part of what I was talking about for in the poem,
I
where
was
it
about to
says,
say that.
but for the seed to grow, it must get dirty. We all know. It must be buried alive, only to die and be resurrected once again alive. You were placed within the family that you were placed within for a reason. There is divine order in all of it, no matter how hard it may
feel.
seem. With certain people in your family, I'm beginning to realize, there's a scripture that says, as iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. And what that says to me is when people rub you the wrong way, when you don't like how
Somebody
people
interact
interact with you, there is something productive that can come out of that, if you allow it.
If you allow it, if you learn from it.
If you allow it, and it's conflict happens for a reason. And I'm one of those people. I hate conflict. Like, I will avoid it like the plague.
Run left. Or
But like anybody else, if I'm backed into a corner, then I have no choice but to face the music. You know what I mean? But nothing
doesn't happen for
is outside of God's control or His eyesight, and I feel like everything happens for a reason.
It does.
Even all the tragedies, and just because our feeble minds don't understand or can't grasp why on earth could something this horrible be happening to whoever, these good people, whoever, it's all in divine order. And I guess it takes a certain level of faith to really believe that, but the word also says that He's given all of us the measure of faith. It's just a matter of if we're walking on that faith, if we're using that faith. It's a muscle. You got to use it. You got to step out on faith and know that all things are working for your good, because they are. It's time for us to change our minds. It's time for us to heal, forgive. It's time for love,
and grow.
Bring the love back to the music. It's so much ego in the music, and that has its place. I'm not down in any of it. It all has its place. There's a time and a place and a season for everything. I believe. Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
That's right.
And I feel like it's time for us to become more conscious of what we're allowing ourselves to consume. More conscious of what we're choosing for ourselves. Actually making choices and not creating life by default. You know, a lot of us are creating by default because we don't know who we are. You can create the life that you want. You can be, do, and have what you want.
Exactly.
Period, point blank.
Like we've been saying.
Okay.
We've been saying. Yes, you can.
A lot of us sit in church for years and never get what the gospel is really trying to tell us. The gospel is empowering. Jesus said, Jesus said, your faith has healed you.
Mm. Because you believed.
Right. He
Because you
said,
believed.
be it unto you as you believe. So if your family, if your mind, or whatever, your circumstances, if they are not what you want them to be, then we need to go back and say, what is it that I believe? Because that's all you're ever going to manifest is what you believe.
Exactly. Point blank.
And that's powerful.
Point blank, easily put.
That is powerful.
Easily put.
So I'm just praying for, I see a lot of healing going on within families. So I just lift up all the families.
Yes.
And just
shout out to the families that are going through. Just know that it's in divine order, and it'll work itself out. You just stay in your own lane. Basically, continue doing what you're doing. Stay focused. Stay grounded, and you know all things will work. You know that's definitely a fact.
Right. We get so caught up in the rat race and the routine and the swing of things that we forget that
the fruitfulness that's right there still.
That there's you're not powerless. You have a lot of power, but we live passively and just taking what comes to us, you know. But it's like if you want bad enough to thrive and not just scrape by, it's like you have to claw your way up through this mental maze in order to get to that level. Nothing is holding you back, really.
But yourself.
Nothing really ever holds us back but ourselves.
Yeah. We do hold ourselves back on a lot of things.
And I think a lot of times when we're not where we're at, where we want to be, it's really easy to look back and point the finger of blame because that takes the responsibility off of you.
Of self, again.
Well, my mama didn't do this, or my dad, wasn't around, or whatever, what have you.
Because of that, when sometimes when they say that, at the end of the day, you have to break that chain, even because they wasn't there. So as you move forward and get older, have your children or whatnot, you break those generational curses or things that have happened that you
let that story
let that go, and then you create something new for yourself.
Create a new story for yourself.
Broken that cycle that because everything is just a repeat cycle until you realize it and you break that chain, and then you wake up.
Basically,
waking up to who you are as an individual, accepting who you are as a person or whatnot, knowing that this is me, I accept myself. No one can really do anything because people out here can try to take your identity and your power away. Family in there is part of the family, so family can do that. There are friends, there are people out there that can do that. Just like you were saying in the poem, jealousy and envy, come in all direction. In all direction, family, it comes in all direction, all levels.
It doesn't matter.
So whatnot. So but as long as you have that you're grounded, you know who you are.
And I just want to say something else about the envy and the jealousy. If you knew how awesome that you are, that if you knew that that you are an expression of God. Let's just say it like that. That you are a unique expression of God. God wanted to come through and express himself through you.
That's right.
Like he could, because he can express himself through you like no one else. Like you are a unique and valuable expression of him. And so If you know that, if you believe that down in your soul, there's no way that you'd be jealous or envious of anybody.
Because you know what's yours is coming. Everybody have turns. Everybody have their steps of receiving or their fulfillments. There, you have your time. I have my time. It's not the same time. I can't get jealous because you got
no respecter of persons, right?
Oh, so she's over there. No, you cannot get jealous of the fact, because if you're family, you're supposed to manifest it and appreciate that person because they will take you there.
And as each person, does the work and develops themselves, you bring that back to the family. That strengthens everybody.
Exactly.
As you work on yourself, that's helping everybody.
Because
it's really not a selfish thing to want to do, be, and have better, because then you bring that back to the family, and that's your contribution. If everybody went out and did that and came back and brought what they had to the table,
that would be a wonderful.
Imagine what
wonderful cycle.
It's possible. It's possible.
The changes are coming, so you just have to be aware and within yourself and know you want to change for the better, for growth.
For the better.
It's
for
in
yourself.
Within you. It's in
for
within
yourself
you.
First and foremost, because it says love God with all your heart and love your neighbor as you love yourself. So those two things go hand in hand. You can't not love yourself and love
others. But there are people out there that doesn't. But see, to me, when I see those type of energy that's out there, then to me it's just a light bulb. Well, this person don't love themselves, so they go. Yeah, it really is. You have a lot of people that's out there that's going through so much chaos and mental disaster in their head and mental blockage
patterns,
and
running on
so
that wheel.
and they are using their energy and diverting that to other people. How they talk to them, how they do this, how they do that, or whatnot, and that
spinning your wheels,
right? You know what I mean. So you just be guarded at all time, and for your energy, your energy is everything.
Look, you have a remote control.
You have a built-in. Pause.
You have a built-in remote control inside of you. Look.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy. As within, so without. As above, so below. Excuse our silliness, y'all.
We need it right now.
But
just grateful. I'm very just thankful for just this the chance of realizing and coming to acceptance of who you are. Appreciative. I'm really happy.
Yeah,
in
and that
the stage
includes
of knowing myself,
family, and the
people that I have surrounded around me too. It makes it it does a lot, because that's very powerful. Yeah.
And then I think a good thing to do around any subject, but especially ones that kind of trigger us or push our buttons, it's a good idea to practice gratitude, like picking out those things that you are grateful for around that person or whoever you're having conflict with. It's a good idea to focus on the positive aspects of that person or that thing.
Amen, Lord.
That is a powerful thing you can do to empower yourself, because guess what? If something or somebody triggers you, that means they have power over you.
Amen.
And so forgiveness is huge, because it's not even about the other person. It's about you freeing yourself.
Letting it go.
And letting that go. People don't realize a lot of cancers and a lot of diseases that we deal with come from resentment and unforgiveness. People don't know we store those things in our bodies. Those negative emotions actually makes our bodies produce toxins. Those toxins get stored in our bodies, and eventually, if you don't find a way to release it, eventually it turns into cancer or
turn into sickness, illness,
and other dis-ease. Because that's essentially what it is.
Cancer, just anything, heart attacks, because stress is in the chest. That's heart attack too. So
I need to go for my checkup because let me tell you something. I've been using a lot of different things to like, to like heal past trauma, heal anxiety.
That's
You'd
good.
be amazed at the things that you can do that you would think might take years and years of therapy that you can nip in the bud with something like self hypnosis, meditation, and NLP, which is my favorite new thing that I'm learning about right now.
Yes.
Neuro linguistic programming. It's almost like magic. I kid you not. So I went through, I did a little meditation, I call it, using NLP. And like, I didn't realize how much anxiety I was dealing with until I like got rid of some of it.
We all do.
And when I tell you, I feel so free now. I had a whole nother point, but let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can remember what I was about to say. But it's just like being free from that anxiety. It does so much for you. Like, you don't realize how much negative self-talk
that you have removed,
that you have until you get free from it. And it's like, wow, that was heavy. That was some heavy stuff.
And we carry a lot, on each and every one of us do it. Just so if you just wake up and realize it, to come to that consciousness of realizing, like, you know what, I want to change this for better. I want to live a little longer. I want to get rid of this stress or that stress. And then you come to reality of self-love again. And then, then it's steps. There are steps to everything or whatnot. So everything is with step and timing. So, yeah.
And just realizing that your healing is going to affect everybody else
around you, because they're going to notice the change and the growth, and you're wondering like, oh, what, because they know already what you done been through or whatever the case is, but they expecting you to be, taking that a long time to heal. But once you come out of that or whatnot, then they're shocked, like, oh my goodness,
who is this woman?
I thought she was depressed, or whatever the case is, So no, I'm fine. I've healed myself with the strength of family and friends.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's just a beautiful thing. We all have family, whether it's blood family, friends, or your heavenly family, your heavenly Father.
That's right. Even when you feel lonely, your heavenly Father is your friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And when you're not.
He's your friend.
And when you're not, at all times.
Shout out to my sister back home. I hope you get a chance to see us out here. Yeah, ma.
Yeah, ma.
How you doing?
But yeah, I come from a very, I come from a family of healers and musicians and just very creative people. It's cool. I have a lot of good childhood memories. It's not perfect, as no family is.
Nothing is perfect. You don't really want it to be too perfect.
No, but you want to focus on those things that are positive.
Yeah.
That's what you want to set your mind on in any and everything anyway. That's not to say you want to ignore the problems, but you don't want to feed the problems energy because they'll grow.
I was about to say that. That's crazy. I was about to say that. Wow. So that's,
absolutely. So I think I want to read it again.
Another one, yeah.
And I don't know, maybe another one, but I want to read Family again for those that might not have
Yeah,
caught
I
it
think you
at
should,
the top of the show.
That's very deep.
Family. We expect it to be a safe place where we can grow and be free. A place where there's peace, joy, and unconditional love. A place where jealousy and envy are truly unheard of. Where there's no judgment of you, instead you're being poured into. So you grow and become the best version of you.
That's right.
And the cycle of love continues. But for the seed to grow, it must get dirty. We all know. It must be buried alive, only to die and be resurrected once again alive. So, what's being said? Yes, what do I mean? The answer lies in Romans, starting in verse 3. Troubles will come, and yes, troubles will go. But one day we'll see it all had a purpose. Yes, it will all be worth it once we see God's perfect purpose for family.
Mm, 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 mm. Yes.
And that is
Stand
our
Innovation,
show,
y'all.
people.
For Miss Lakeisha. Miss Lakeisha Lampkin, y'all. Don't forget, she still has a book out. Her book is still on Amazon, you guys. This journey so far is still out. And you guys should take a look at it. There's a lot of people that's been getting her book and posting it on Facebook and letting us know that she, that we appreciate her and everything.
And I just want to thank everybody that did purchase my book and post it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I appreciate the love and the support. And I definitely envision more.
Yeah, it is. So
Definitely.
You guys, we
very appreciative.
But tell them about, them getting a chance to call in pretty soon. So,
So we are going to open up the platform in the future where you'll be able to call in and interact with us.
Yes. Share your stories.
We can chop it up. You can share your stories of empowerment,
to.
overcoming, praise reports.
Zoom in. We probably even do Zoom
We'll
calls.
do some Zoom calls for, because we don't want to have a lot of people in the
studio right
in a
now.
tight space. So, we'll probably start off doing some Zoom interviews. So that's going to be fun.
I'm excited to
we'll publish the number. And we'll probably get started doing that the next show. So the next show will be...
Probably in 2 more weeks.
The first Saturday in July. Okay.
Is that the holiday?
Is that the 5th or the 6th? I don't have a calendar, but we'll be back the first Saturday in July.
That's
is it the 4th?
I hope not.
You know what? I think it might be the 4th.
We gotta see.
But we will definitely make that official announcement coming up soon. I know a lot of people have other plans for the 4th. So if that Saturday is the 4th, we will modify it in some way, maybe do it that next Saturday, but we shall see. We'll make the announcement. But thank you guys for tuning in again to Poetic Levitation.
Yes.
Talked about family today. It was very enlightening.
And you guys are our family because we are doing this for you guys as well. So I think so. And then at the point that we get to interact with you guys and whatnot, I think that's going to be very good because we get to see and feel how you guys are, responding to us or what you like or don't like. So we can take suggestions if you like or whatever the case is. So, but we're here for the people. And yeah, we are.
Well, thank you again for tuning in. I hope that you were entertained, inspired, or elevated in some way.
Yes.
Thanks again for tuning in to Poetic Levitation Live. That is our show, folks.
All right.
Have a great Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
Hello and welcome to Poetic Levitation.